So I intentionally passed on Legacy Animated Prowl because initially I was kind of like, it kind of looks cool, but I don't know. I'm not like, I wasn't super feeling the change in proportions over the actual animated model, but more than that, I just wasn't all that enamored with the figure look. Like it looked neat, but like not appealing, if that makes sense. Like to me. I almost changed my tune when DNA came out with their upgrade kits, but then I was kind of like, I don't know about that. And then when I saw like how the helmet was just so ridiculously bulky, like, you know what? I'm gonna pass. And then I saw that they were doing the Chromia recolor, and I was like, that actually looks pretty neat. I don't have any other Chromias. Like I used to have Generations Chromia, but don't anymore. But like, I just thought Legacy Chromia looked pretty cool. And I was visiting my parents last week as of this recording, or 2 weeks ago as of this recording, and I was in a shop. They had Chromia. It's a little overpriced. They were charging $30 rather than $25, but like it's a small-ish local chain, and I was just like, yeah, I'll support them. I've been wanting this figure anyway, so what the heck, I'll grab it. And I am really surprised by this figure because I was just thinking she looks cool. But actually messing around with her, I like her a lot, like a whole lot. So yeah, Legacy Chromia turns into a motorcycle. It is not accurate. I do not care. It's a neat looking motorcycle for the most part. There are some, like, the thing that bugs me about this motorcycle, for one, is the this, like, hello, you can see me through here and here. Also, there's a lot of visible like screws and pins no matter what side you look at, and you've got visible mushroom peg here, so like you've got pins and pins and pins and screws and pins and pins and pins and screws. That's, from this angle, not the best looking motorcycle, but like if you look at it from any kind of like slightly upward angle or slightly, from an angle, it actually looks pretty cool. Color separation is nice. I like the metallic silvery color they use for like the venting here, and then this nice turquoise stripe going across, but then you get that turquoise as well, like in the wheel here, in the wheel and some of the tire here, and up here, of course. The kind of lavender-like purple, like very, very dull purple in here works well with the blue, like the more slightly like dull grayish sky blue. I don't know how to describe this color. You've got the gas tank, the little dials on the back that are the back of the head, which are cool. And then the front of the bike. I like how this is kind of separated out with like this painted strip that kind of comes down into the glass here with the Autobot logo, the silver on the front. It looks cool. And having like not experienced the mold before, I was genuinely surprised with how impressed I was with the way it all comes together. It's a neat bike with a neat transformation, and it's a little messy, but that's okay. So there's like a gap back here, and this doesn't really peg in, so like you can bend the elbows down if you want. But like, aside from this and like this, and yeah, it's cool. Something about the fact that like both the asymmetrical transformation and the fact that the what is actually making up part of the front of the bike is really wild to me. I can't tell if I have this wrong. This isn't. Whoop. I'll get to you. This isn't lining up with this, but I don't know that it needs to. Because this is this is lining up on this side, but on this side, I think I was doing all that off camera, this isn't lining up here, and I don't know if that's wrong. I kind of feel like I might have missed something with the transformation somehow, but like every other video I've seen, it kind of looks like it's like this, so I don't know. If I'm missing something, feel free to let me know. But it's a cool looking bike. I like her. And yeah, that transformation is interesting, and I want to get to it. So let's just go to size comparisons, and then we can move on to the part that I'm looking forward to the most, or parts that I'm looking forward to the most. So here is Chromia in her motorcycle mode. Here is Dinobot. I'm gonna have to recenter this. Thought I had just enough room. I was wrong. And Over Prime for our tall deluxe stand-in, and Samus. So there she is with standard sizes that I've been using for quite a while now. Bring in Burnout. So here she is with another Legacy Deluxe lady. And as is always the case with motorcycle formers, she is a little bit too big for a motorcycle proportionally, scale-wise, but it's fine. And finally, wait, no, not finally, got one more Legacy lady, this time a Voyager. Here she is with Override. And again, size is whatever. And now finally, here she is with the duck tag. But before we do that thing that I really want to get to, if you like this video or any of the other videos that I've done on the channel and would like to support me, I do have a Patreon or a Ko-fi. Links to both are in the description as well as at the end of the video. Otherwise, if you want to support me in ways that don't require money, which I totally get, you can always do the typical YouTube thing of like, comment, share, subscribe. Now, transform Chromia. We are going to start by pushing in the kickstand. It's just something like that. Now, a lot of people like to pull the foot out. I find it's actually a little bit easier to do this bit first. So you can zoom in here. You can see these bits here actually tabbed into this centerpiece. So if you untab those and swing them down a little bit, tab, swing down. With that done, this can rotate out, spin around. Actually, I wonder if it would make a difference to this. Does that make any kind of difference in the transformation? Maybe, mayhaps. Doesn't really look like it. No. Anyway. Sorry. Okay, so straighten this out, straighten this out, and then bring that out, and there you've got the leg. Now for this side, going to, with this unhooked, now you've got more space to bring this down. It makes it easier to get this foot out of this section here. So bring that down, straighten that out, straighten out the knee, and then can rotate these out of the way a little bit. Rotate that around, and there we've got two legs. Now for these bits here, you want to rotate these handlebars up, just like that. The back section here splits open and kind of comes together in the middle here. This piece, the seat, can just go up. This can go up like that, and then rotate 90. No, we don't want to rotate it yet. I always do that. You don't want to rotate this yet, because what you want to do is bring this down and curl these down, and these go around the waist section. So swing all this around first. is getting caught on the head. There we go. Swing all this around, bring this down, and then with all of this done, there are these little tab sections here that tab over these little bits on the backs of the shoulder assemblies. They're not like super duper secure, but they do hold in place. So with those kind of tabbed in, we can now rotate the waist, bring that head back down into place, and finally just flip out the hands. And they do actually sort of click. So you bring those around, you can kind of feel them go. And there we go. There is Chromia, Legacy Chromia, in her robot mode, and she actually looks really cool. Like, I dig this design. I know it is not accurate to Cyberverse, it's not accurate to IDW or whatever. It's not accurate to a Generations toy. I don't care. She looks awesome. This is a really cool use of the Prowl mold, and this figure looks really neat. The colors are fantastic. It's pretty much the same kinds of colors that were in bike mode, but now you've got like the red in the shoulders, the red in the chest, some silver in the midriff and waist section, some silver in the forearms, the dark blue in the knees, which is also the tires. You've got the silver on the tops of the feet. And then you've, of course, got like the light blue, the almost lavendery, light grayish blue in several places, this turquoise in a lot of places. It's really a neat color scheme that comes together and mixes up the colors in a really neat way. And technically speaking, she's got these wings on the back and like this piece, but that doesn't bother me, and it doesn't really make me think it's kibble. It is, but like it doesn't feel like kibble to me. And I don't know, I think this is an incredibly cool figure. Love the colors, love the design, and also love the head. The head on Chromia is great. Like, this sculpt is fantastic. Get these out of the way. This sculpt is amazing. It looks great. The separation is also great. I love that you've got like this silver in the little head crest section as well as the face, but then like the little bit on the chin is left unpainted. I also like the red that's in the head crest up there. Like, it works well with the silver and the blue, but it also mimics what's going on here. And then the light kind of turquoisey blue for the eyes, which really matches what's going on here with the turquoise in a few different places. It's incredibly cool. The sculpt and coloring on this head is fantastic. The only thing that kind of bums me out about it is if you're looking at her from like the front, it's kind of, her head kind of gets lost behind this a little bit. It's not terrible. It's more, this is just the thing with the design. I kind of wish that this wasn't quite as curved back as it was. Like, maybe it's just a slightly shallower curve, but whatever. Like, Prowl does the same thing. So yeah, it's fine for what it is. Now, for the articulation, the head is on a ball joint that is actually quite expressive. You can get a lot of tilt. Like, that is a lot of tilt. You can look down a decent bit, though she's looking inside this thing. You can look up also quite a bit. And if you don't mind moving this plank, you can actually move the plank up a bit without having it go beyond this lip here, which gets her to look even further up. Or I suppose if you wanted to, you could do this, which kind of lifts the head up a little bit, so it's not quite as hidden behind the lip here, but like now this panel could easily get pushed back down. I don't know. It's something you can do. The arms do rotate 360 and go out to 90. You get the bicep swivels. You get 90-degree elbows. No wrist swivel, no wrist swivels, but you can go in if you want. You get a waist swivel. You can use that transformation joint while she's in robot mode for a slight ab crunch, which I think is incredibly cool. The hips can go forward. They're very tight, but they can go forward to 90. if you keep them in. If you bring them out a bit, they can go pretty much all the way up. Back is pretty much the same story. Can go back to 90, and then if you bring them out a bit, they can go back pretty much all the way. They can go out all the way. You get by rotation. The knees bend to a little bit past 90, and then you can also, if you want, use this transformation joint to bend the foot back more to kind of do like a faux double knee. It's not the best look, but it's a thing you can do. Also, weirdly, the knees kind of funk into place to straighten out. I don't really know why they do that, but whatever. And then as for the feet, you could also use this for like forward and backward motion on the feet, but the feet are also on a ball joint, so you can go down all that way, up like that. You can also tilt, and because it's a ball joint, you can actually rotate the feet, which is cool. So you get a lot of posing options with Chromia, which I do like quite a bit. And then in addition to all the posing options, you get her weapons, which suck, but you get them. They're just Prowl's weapons. They just peg into the little wheel sections here, and they make her legs look kind of skinny when they're not in there, but get some nice revealed turquoisey colors there. And both of these things are the same. The idea is that you twist them. It's like a gearing mechanism that you twist them to get them to open up, but it doesn't really work super well. So what I find I end up having to do is like kind of click them out a bit to get them started, and then I can rotate them the rest of the way. So that straightens them out. But then once they're rotated out, there's nothing to like lock them in position like this, so they can easily just kind of start shrinking back in. It's not a fantastic system, but she's got two of them, and they can go in her hands, kind of. This hand, not so much, because it's a 5mm, so like she can hold it technically, but she's so floppy. She can hold it, but like it doesn't hold in place. You kind of have to, yeah, I think I saw someone say like you can kind of get her thumb. See if I can actually show this. You can like get her thumb into the little like groove there. Yeah, they're like these little grooves on the like these little divots on the insides of the blades there, and she can hold it that way, which looks terrible. She can hold it. What works better is this hand, which is not, like you can see this is 5mm, that is not. And that is collapsed again. That works because you can just slide this into the hand and it actually does grip it. Like that grips it really, really well. And so you can give her throwing stars, which fine. Yeah, I'm not super thrilled with the weapon accessories that she comes with. I know they did it because animated Prowl. I get that. And that's just what the mold came with. But I'm not a fan. Like, I don't think I would have liked them on Prowl regardless because they're just not great. But on Chromia, no, I don't really care for them, so I just leave them pegged in. The problem with that is when these are pegged into her legs, like here it looks okay because that turquoise is more symmetrical, but like in bike mode, it's on like the left side of one wheel and then the right side of the other, so it's like mixed up weird and it just looks lopsided. Kind of looks like she's got macaroons in shin holsters. It's not a great look, so I'm kind of hoping either there's like an upgrade kit that does something else with these legs, or I'm looking at the Reaper Labels set. I might do that to kind of try and cover these up a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. But aside from the somewhat subpar weapon accessories, she is very, very cool. Also, as I said, I like the ab crunch. She can do the dude thrust. Yeah, this is an incredibly cool figure. I really like her. I love the colors. The articulation is really good for what it is, and I just think she's neat. But she is a deluxe, so we've got to raise that camera a bit because Dinobot is going to tower over her somewhat. Prime is also going to be a bit taller than she is, and Samus is not taller. Of course not. And then we bring in Burnouts, our other Legacy lady, Legacy Deluxe lady. There are the two of them together, and Burnout is definitely the bulkier of the two, but then she turns into a car, not a motorcycle. She is a little bit taller. I've been surprised lately with how many figures Burnout is actually taller than. But yeah, she's a little taller than Chromia at the head. That is what it is. But there the two of them are together. And don't want to forget, here is Chromia with Override. Just needs a bit more. There we go. There's Chromia with Override. There are the other two, it's the other Legacy lady that I can do a comparison with. Voyager this time, so the size discrepancy does make sense. Not to say there was a size discrepancy with Burnout, but just this specific being a size discrepancy makes sense because she is a Voyager, not a Deluxe. And finally, here's Chromia with the duck tank. And that does it for Legacy Chromia. As I already said, this was genuinely a surprise because I knew I wanted her just because I thought the figure looked neat, but I was not prepared for just how much I really like this figure. There are definitely some things I wish were a little different. Wish the wheels were a little different. I kind of wish that this head plate would naturally rest like this on the torso. It does not, as it wants to settle in like that, and that's fine. It keeps the head level, but with this, it just gets in the way of the face, and what she would actually see. But I do like that you can kind of fudge it a little bit to raise the head up. Changes things just a little bit, but I like that. But yeah, good articulation, kind of blah weapons, but the colors on this figure are fantastic. The articulation is really nice, but yeah, again, the colors are great. The head sculpt is amazing, and I just I don't have Prowl, never got Prowl, but I feel like even if I had Prowl, I would absolutely like Chromia way better than Prowl, even though functionally they're the same figure. She just wears this mold really well, or I guess I should say the mold wears these colors and this head sculpt really well. I guess that's a way to look at it. Yeah, this is an incredibly cool figure, very worth getting, and I am glad I didn't bother with Prowl and got her instead. But that is going to do it for my thoughts on Legacy Chromia. What do you all think of this gal? Whatever your thoughts, feel free to chime in down below. I always enjoy hearing from you all. Thank you everybody for watching, and as of this recording, I have no idea what the next video is going to be, so we'll see what that is. But before I forget, her weapons are ninja stars, so we're not... no. This isn't gonna... no.